Happy New Year and welcome to Jazz on My Mind, Coast to Coast. I'm Richard Blackwell. Today we're in the city of Newcastle, Delaware, and we're in the studio of a young lady who was named one of the top 5 female musicians in the country. Not only is she a tremendous musician, she's also a composer, vocalist, and educator. You don't want to miss this interview. Stay tuned. My jazz chat with Fostina Dixson Kilgoe is coming up next on Jazz on My Mind. Faustina, welcome to
Hi.
Jazz on My Mind.
Hey, thank you.
It's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
And I'm so glad we finally were able to do this because we've been chasing each other, literally trying to make this interview happen.
And a great day.
And this is the first Jazz on My Mind interview for 2010.
All right.
So I'm glad it's with you.
All right.
Now, Faustina, I have become very acquainted with you since Jazz on My Mind has been in Wilmington as of June of last year. When I arrived here, everyone said Faustina is the lady you need to talk to. Mm-hmm. So, Faustina, tell me, your love for jazz, when did this all begin?
My love for music began when I was 9 years old. And I started the clarinet and I was playing classical music and my love for music. Mm-hmm. And I find that a lot of artists that I like tend to be very diverse in their love for music. Mm-hmm. And jazz just happened to have developed as part of my maybe deeper spirit and soul, you know, being able to improvise and stuff. But mm-hmm. I love music.
Jill.
I love music.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good time with gospel music. I have a good time with R&B.
Right.
I have a good time with the blues.
Right.
And some pop.
Right.
Yeah.
But jazz is your heart and soul. Is that true?
It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
Because I know that you are so deeply rooted in jazz. As a kid, who were some of your influences? Who were some of the people that you listened to and said, "Hey, I want to do what they're doing"?
Wow. Like I said, I started playing when I was 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And I had a choice when I got in high school of going to Delaware High School or mm-hmm. going to St. Mark's. Mm-hmm. And what happened, St. Mark's had a great jazz band. So I guess something in me that I can't even recognize mm-hmm. in hindsight wanted me to go in that direction. And because of my classical background and my discipline and what I had accomplished, mm-hmm. the band director, Mr. Klatch, gave me the baritone saxophone. Mm. And that was like a school instrument. Back then we had school instruments.
Right.
And so that's what started navigating my interest towards jazz.
Oh,
now,
okay.
The people that I listened to at that time were Pepper Adams, Jerry Mulligan, because I played the baritone saxophone.
Exactly, wow.
Then Count Basie's band actually came to St. Mark's.
Whoa.
Can you believe that?
They came to Wilmington, Delaware.
Came, right, to St. Mark's High School.
That's beautiful.
Off the hook. And I actually met Johnny Williams.
Whoa.
And Johnny Williams, you know, fell in love with my sound. Fell in love with my sound, yeah, right. No, but he was very encouraging.
Right.
And he went to New York and bought me a baritone sax mouthpiece that I would never have been able to buy in Wilmington, Delaware.
That's so beautiful.
And that just turned my whole life around. I was like, wow. I felt like I was like appointed, you know. But I mean, it was so significant, you know, and that's why it's so significant how we can embrace people and make
That's
a difference in somebody's life. It could be a small thing, but the fact that this man on the road remembered me and went home to New York and actually took the time to go find this mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Wow.
That impacted your life.
It did. It did. And so then I became more aware of Johnny Williams, and we kept in contact, of course. And then I started listening to Serge Shalloff.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, but tell the audience. Let them know who that is.
Yeah, he's from Massachusetts, and his mother was excellent classical pianist and vocal teacher. And I remember the song "Thanks for the Memories."
Oh man, what a song! Yeah, that is a standard.
I would listen to it over and over and over again.
Yes.
So then, believe it or not, I was like, can I roll back a little bit?
Roll back.
My interest in music. So that's my jazz take, okay. From childhood.
Right, Mr. John Williams giving you
Yeah. And he'd be happy to hear that. I don't think... Okay, so then Nancy Wilson had a song.
Good friend of mine.
You better face it, girl.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah. Came out in 1966, I think it was.
I don't know, but I know my mom was playing that, and I started loving that song, and I would cry like I had been through it. Well, the time has come, I know, for our last goodbye. Guess I'll have to go on living when it's easier to die. Give me strength enough to take it like a woman should. And I was like singing that like, take it like a woman. I'm like about 10 years old, take it like a woman. And then remember that pause she had? It's over, and then you have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You better.
And you know something, because that song, my mother was a great Nancy Wilson fan.
Yeah.
And when I met Nancy, the legend herself, it just blew my mind as to how such a wonderful person she is, just as yourself. And I mean, I can see why you would follow her or be that in tune to her, because she's a wonderful person just like you.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Nancy Wilson, you were talking about how she influenced your life.
Well, that was a good song.
Yeah.
And then you had the Marvin Gaye stuff, that came along, and good songs. And then you had James Brown. Oh, I feel good. And you do that at the barbecue time, And we had the barbecue parties out there,
It was going on. It was happening. Yeah.
So good music, and then gospel music always influences most.
Mahalia Jackson. You can go on and on and on.
Yeah, it's just Aretha. How can you not say Aretha had a part in, with your maturity in growing musically.
Right.
So I'm like Nancy in much of the way, and a lot of other artists, Duke Ellington. They play music.
Yes.
And I would like to think of myself as playing music. Some music I really just don't relate to, like bluegrass. I just never. But country music, I love Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton's sound. Right. And then we make it our own. That's what you do. You make it your own. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. And that's where the jazz comes in.
I think that is such an incredible journey that you just took us down, from receiving your first instrument to being inspired by Nancy Wilson and Duke Ellington. I mean, Count Basie. That is really incredible. You were on a tremendous journey and didn't even know it at such a young age. Isn't that beautiful?
Fast track. I don't remember enough, because it went so fast. Yeah. But I just know who I am today. And
well, speaking of that, today you are in the spotlight. Okay, because I understand that you can play the saxophone. You are a tremendous vocalist, composer, and an educator. How did all this come about? Just for your love of music, right? Is that right?
Oh man, I really just have to attribute it to God.
Exactly.
Because a lot of this stuff, I know I didn't navigate.
Yeah.
Some things, short-term goals,